Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Lighting Your Sunshine, where we like to shine a light within and empower ourselves. So I'm still kind of coming off of a long, I guess it was like a long weekend for me, but it was the best road trip ever. And so I did a couple of readings there. That was the whole purpose of me going, but it turned out to be even more than that for me. And so I just want to use those decks again and just keep the good vibes going forward. And I'm going to try and be as present as possible, but truth be told, I want to be there. So who knows, maybe there's a move up coming up in the future. It had waterfalls. Okay, so let's just hop in. Let's continue those good vibes and see what's going on. Okay, so we got Parrot in reverse. We got the Snake in upright. And that one there too. Okay, just gotta get through this deck and then we'll see what story is going on. I was gonna do them how I've been doing them, where I pull them and I know the story. But my one friend, she always says that her favorite parts are my reactions. So I'm gonna look like a fool just for you. Nah, I don't look like a fool. Okay, let's get super grounded. We're not at the waterfalls right now, so let's get present. No. We just need one more, and it's taking its sweet time, but it must be worth it, because I always find that the things that take the most patience really give off the biggest reward. So they're saying this is Clarifier, and on the bottom we have Finding Sanctuary, and it says opening to your spiritual source. For the clarifier of the overall theme of the reading, we have narrow pathway. So it looks like we're in a tight spot right now. That's what they're saying. It's someone's in a tight spot and they're looking for sanctuary. Right now I'm just seeing a whole bunch of movies kind of actually flashing by. Right, they showed me Lord of the Rings. No, that's not Lord of the Rings. The Hobbit. When they find the cave, and then they showed me like Open Sesame. They just showed me all those different movies, like with a secret hidden cave. Which I said, patience always brings the biggest treasure. So in the cave, in most of those stories, deep within it, right, there was the dwarves, there's Sinbad and all his treasures. So there is riches behind something that's hidden. And it is going to be a tougher path to get to that, because whatever you put your effort into, whatever you take your time and create and manifest into what you want to see in your reality, the things that take the time and the effort and the due diligence and, you know, getting up and practicing it no matter what, even though you really just want to be lazy, every time you do those things, it's worth it. It never seems like it in the moment, but deep down and farther along the road, it always makes sense. So it says, tread thoughtfully. There are challenges that come with us on these journeys that are to test us. Not everything that glitters is gold. And so I'm seeing some false illusions come up for things like wishful fulfillment. If beliefs and values aren't in alignment, and let's say if you gain when another one is taken advantage of, those are the kind of tests that they send to you, right? Because Spirit, we're all looking for this like 10 of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, like 10 of Pentacles moment. And as I pulled this card, the next one on the deck is the freaking rainbow moment that I'm trying to create with my hand. It's this moment. And so when you do start to follow your own spiritual journey and, you know, you start opening it up and you have like gut instincts to go somewhere or learn something, or just, you know, right place, right time, it always happens because you followed that nudge, that cave, those treasures inside, that is loud. And no matter how much you try to keep it quiet, like, doesn't exist, this treasure's not here, it is there. It's like almost like now they're showing me Jumanji. You know how that board like called, so someone always kind of found it. So tread thoughtfully, opening up to your spiritual source. So you are tested all the time, and when these tests come to you, did you take everyone as equals into the equation? Did you take advantage of others? It's all these things on our path that really is what makes it hard. So tread thoughtfully. What I'm seeing here is a tree growing in the desert. Everything else is dead and desert and brown, but there is the one tree standing there. And that's you, going through tough times, still shining your light, still choosing love, right? And for some reason, they keep bringing in values and morals into this. So let's actually get into the reading and see what we have to look forward to even more. So the first card pulled was Parrot in reverse. And it says, listen intently to understand. So somebody's not listening. Their guides are talking to them. They keep getting the same repetitive thoughts coming over and over and over again. And they're not really gonna go away until you actually tap in and listen to what the message has to say deeper. They're showing me an inner compass, especially when it comes to beliefs and morals and those things, and knowing if something's right and knowing if an opportunity is right or something like that. They're saying you really need to take time and go within and check that compass. It will always point you in the right direction. The compass is near your heart. Your heart will always tell you in the right direction. Your brain will think of financial gains and things like that, and maybe not take others' well-being into the consideration. So in this case, they keep saying it's time to listen to the compass. And the compass really does take both into direction, but it's anchored in the heart. Okay, so the next one that comes up is the snake energy. And it says, live accordingly to your divine essence, the elemental kingdom. So, not listening, intuition is going off, things like that. It's saying live accordingly to your divine essence. And what I think is happening, okay, so they keep bringing in beliefs and morals. Whatever it is that this, what did it say again? Your divine essence. We had repetitive thoughts coming up, things like that. And so snakes a lot of people are afraid of. But what I'm seeing is the healing aspect of it, and a little bit of one of the challenges that's on this pathway. So whatever it is that this thought that keeps coming up, I don't think that this person wants to think it, because it seems to be negative, right? A lot of people are afraid of snakes, but, right, you take the, what am I trying to say? The caduceus. It has like the two snakes around, and that's mostly known for like medical, right? I'm totally blanking all of a sudden on all the places that use the caduceus, but it is known as healing. It's also associated with Archangel Raphael, who's the healing magician. He's the archangel of the earthly plane that really helps us out with our healing walks and adventures here. So when I look at the snake here, I'm seeing what I see, and then what I see is they're showing me the shedding process. And so it's like, for some reason, I think they have these thoughts. I keep seeing something that's pushing them to go a direction that they don't think is okay. It's not right for them. And so they shut it down, they push it down, they ignore their feelings, right? And that's why things are kind of getting a little bit more and more and more. I feel they're not listening. I feel a volcano moment kind of coming. And yeah. But what they're showing actually is the snake here. We've got two snakes here, and then she's protecting it. And this one is just glowing, and you know, its throat is open. So I'm seeing throat chakra, and it said to listen intently and tap into your divine essence. And so I think that there is some shadow work. That's definitely showing me a bit of shadow work to do, because whatever those thoughts are, it's tied to or associated to the shadow part of you that you don't really want the world to know about. But this shadow part of you, which is interesting, because I sat with my friend and they're like, you know, I think your whole purpose of this vacation was for you to meet this one person. And I just met this person, and it was like we were living like parallel lives, but different choices were made. And so she's like, I think that she was to show you, if you made a different choice at different parts of your life, how you might fare or be now. It was a really cool moment. And so she kind of shadowed some of my shadows. And so that's what I'm seeing. And I loved her. I thought she was one of the most amazing human beings I ever just instantly met. I was just like, friends for life. That's it. And yeah, so it brought out some of the shadow in me, and I loved it, right? I didn't see anything wrong, right? The things that you try to avoid and not nurture in yourself, well, that's kind of like the badass rock and roll part of you. And I loved that. It was such a good weekend. So that's what I see like this. This is emerging as whatever it is that you've been avoiding. This is your true essence. This is your true shine. And I do feel like it is a bit more rock and roll or badass or something about yourself that you just, you know, those around you aren't really comfortable with it. So you're like, no, I gotta hide it. But it's hard to hide it, especially when the universe is like trying to pull this out of you. Because whatever this is, this has the fun, this has the ideas, this has the creativity to tap into. And so you're not meant to work 9 to 5 at a boring life and never have any dreams or goals or joy or anything in your life. And then that's a common thing in readings that I do, is like I have to ask people, do you know what you want? Many of them don't. I don't know what I want either, but it's in a different way, if you know what I mean. And I think that most people, they know what they want, but it's not, I don't know, we put taboo on things too much and judge things before we're fully aware. Okay, so this is another story that I brought to the party, which everyone thought was just so freaking funny. Oh, I'm so glad that they could get humor from my awful experiences. But, okay, so I did see this, I had an invitation, and from it, Spirit was giving me red flags, tons of red flags, tons and tons of red flags. I knew that I shouldn't have gone, but there was also synchronicities in this event as well. And so I was asking Spirit, I was very, very confused. I was like, what is this whole point of having an event that has synchronicities with red flags? It's either yes or no, one of the other. But this one was so tied in both of them. Oh God, my friends laugh so much at this story. But here's what I learned from this. Especially with empaths and earth angels and everyone, right, we see a red flag and we're like, nope, not doing it. But a lot of people have hidden themselves. They haven't been, you know, they're almost like scared of the world, you know, scared of going out there, getting hurt. But that's what you have to remember about this snake, is it keeps shedding its skin. And so whatever like hurt kind of comes, you can like easily wash that off, right? Shed it, brand new day, right? Just keep clearing your energy, whatever it is that you're working through. So I saw red flags and synchronicities. We're not supposed to be scared, right? We are going to go to events that give us red flags, and they'll give us definitely hilarious stories to share with our friends. like calls everyone to cry from joys of laughter. Seriously, I'm so glad that someone can laugh about it. But the synchronicities were there to show me like how to stand in your power and do those kind of things. And so that's what I feel. Step into your essence. There may be red flags and there may be synchronicities. Be aware of both. And don't, you know, for me, the curiosity was seeing the synchronicity and knowing I'm supposed to follow those. But the red flag, I've shut off so much of my life, and that was Spirit's thing, was like, you see the red flags too easy that you shut down everything. And so that's what I think someone sees, is like there is a little bit of a red flag, but with it, it's like they shut down the whole highway. It's like one lane was whatever, and they could have just cleaned it up, fixed a pothole or something, but they're like, no, shut everything down. And so that's unnecessary. Let's get on to the next card. So we have the Deer in reverse, which, interesting enough, as I was driving, we saw a bajillion deers and elk this time. So I'm happy that the deer, because that's what it is we're just keeping that vibe going and integrating it in and learning lessons that we learned from it. Because it was such an awesome weekend. Okay, so the Deer was in reverse, and it says, trust in the support from the universe. So there's no trust because there's no support. Why is there no support? I'm seeing no support because if you had listened to that authentic thing in you that you keep shutting down for some reason, it would have had a stronger foundation, because it would have been you supporting yourself because you're being open and authentic. But by hiding it, right now you're not being authentic, you're not being yourself, you're not really creating your foundation. Whatever you're building is not stable. But what I'm actually seeing is, because you are hiding from your true self, that those outside of you is kind of what you focus on and helping them do their thing. And so, again, this person wasn't listening. So once they kind of start, it's that repetitive pattern. That's the thought that keeps playing over and over again. They say, lean into it. Like, either there's so many things you can do, right? Especially if you're having that negative thought pattern or whatever it is, something keeps coming to your attention and you don't want it, and it is like part of, and you're supposed to learn something from it. Lean into it, see what emotion comes up. Is it still necessary for you to feel that way? Do you need to cut cords from this person? If it's a person, I'm saying a person. If it's an event, you can kind of go back and maybe, I'm saying maybe cut cords from those people too. Cut some cords. And we haven't talked about cutting cords in a while, but we do form energetic attachments to people. And the more and more we think about them, the more and more we kind of cling on. And so if we haven't released that power back, they can be in our thoughts. They can be in our energy, right? Trust in the support. Yeah, just trust whatever thought it is. I feel like your guides keep giving you this same thought. And whatever it is, it's like it's a present. It's wrapped up. You undo the bow and then you take off the wrapper. Then you open the box. It's layers. You're going to learn something. You're going to use different senses. But by the time you keep unfolding and unfolding, whatever it is at the center is, as it said, live according to your divine essence. It is so hard to contain and keep everything in your box, especially if you're not expressing your emotions authentically. But when you're open and you are yourself, they're showing me someone who's a compulsive liar. And this compulsive liar doesn't know all the lies that they've told. So now it becomes a struggle for them to even keep their story straight. Whereas if you're just an open and truthful person, you never have to remember what stories you told others. And so that's kind of what they're saying. It's almost like that. It's like the compulsive person, that whoever doesn't authentically use their heart's energy in the way that they want to, they're the compulsive liar, because they're putting themselves in these boxes and constraint. And I'm seeing heart problems, actually. It might even manifest into health problems if you don't listen to your emotions. And because what I see, like I said, it's meant to be dealt with, right? So either you need to cut a cord. We're going to say people. Someone keeps coming into your head that you keep thinking about. We're going to say people. And you can cut the cords from them. That might work. That might have been the thing. Or maybe it's spirit saying a message like, oh, maybe you should reach out to this person because this person knows something about a problem or solution that you're having. And you keep thinking of them because you're supposed to take action. That might stop the thoughts. Maybe it is just for you to feel those energies one more time and realize that you made it through the past and you're now in the present and it's done. That might stop the thoughts. Whatever it is though, I see this consistent thing. You're being tested. And so one of the tests I see someone walking on the narrow path is beliefs and values and not taking advantage of others. They keep showing that. It's that standing in your essence, shining your light, because that light, even though it is one tiny tree in the desert, right? He's got the glow. Well, if you look around everything else's heart is now activated. It's going to be contagious. This joy. When you are that open, happy, fun, authentic person and going out and living your joy. So we do have a second row. I guess I probably should have read them with that. Let me see something here. We're not going to read in reversals. We're just going to read these ones. Because. Okay, so it's saying unknown territory. It says you are exactly where you need to be. So I'm seeing someone with a thought that keeps coming back and they're like, go away, go away. And it's like that thought is there. There's something for you to learn. There's something for you to tap into. There's some wisdom. There's some healing. There's something there. That's why it keeps coming back and back and back. And you definitely can't think it away. You can't. And you can't work yourself stupid away. Like, you know, people just throw themselves into work and then once they stop, well, then their brain starts thinking. It will come back. It will come back. Always will. And it's saying that we live in a pretty wondrous universe. And I just said that at the beginning of the reading. Because I need to move and I don't know where I want to move yet. But there's just so many cool country like landscapes. Like I don't even know what kind of climate I want to live in. The world is just way too cool. But I think you need to wake up every day and see the beauty in life. And that just like, I slept in a tent trailer and man, was my back sore. But when you just unzipped it and there's just the waterfall there and there was a little kitty cat who always came and visit me, it was so awesome. It was like a voyage of the heart. It says, love flows through you and to you. That's what this weekend was for me. It was just like all these, it was a party and that's why I got to go. And all these like really cool, awesome people came and it was just such a wonderful community. And at one point, one of the girls was like, she looked at one of the guys and was like, this is I'm going to butcher this. This is a very awesome moment for you to get to experience because there's all these women, very strong, powerful women there. And they were, wow. I just sat there in like awe of all of them. It was awesome. It was just them stepping in their essence. They were like, they had such shitty things happen to them, but they weren't going to let it tie them down, right? And they really grew from it. So Spirit, is there anything here that I am missing? For someone where it said you're exactly where you need to be, there's actually someone not where they need to be. And it's in this one. And what I saw was the sun and the moon, and it's like day and night. And it's like, okay, this is not for everyone, but this is for someone specific. It's almost like whatever your thoughts, because they showed me the thoughts, it needs to switch the times of day. So whatever you're thinking about in the daytime can be dealt with like at nighttime, and whatever you're thinking about at nighttime should be dealt with in the daytime. And I feel like whatever stage of the game you're in, it's not time to do something because it's like, oh, I could do that when I get home. But when I get home, your mind is focused on something else. And I feel like in the end that for this person who's at the thoughts are at the wrong time of the day, is they don't get anything done because it's them thinking about the next part of the day. And so that's just something to be consciously aware of. And they're talking about water right now. They're saying, they're showing me a river. If you're just floating on a river and just relaxing, you know how you just trust and you're so open-hearted and it takes you to where you need to get to? That feeling, that calm vibe, they really want you to help bring this energy into your day and the things you do, right? Because you can go on vacation and you can be like that, but then you get to your normal day and then you're in rush hour, and then can you keep the flow? Can you keep that open heart? Keep your essence? Because I feel like when you go to those places, that is who you are, and it's for you to bring it back into your daily life. So I feel like we've touched on everything, but right now this reading mainly was about what is that repetitive thought pattern that keeps coming to you? What is it that your guides keep telling you over and over and over again that you just don't want to accept the support and help from them? What is it that keeps you stopped on your path? To know that the path is meant to be hard and that this effort is a test or trial for your beliefs and values. Saying wake up every day and know that there's so many beautiful moments, and there's beautiful people, there's beautiful landscapes, like there's so much beauty around you to admire. To step out of your box every now and then. To embrace the dips and the turns and the bends in the river, and just trust that it will take you to where you need to go to in a calm, safe manner. And so with that, we'll leave it there, and I hope you guys have a good day.